Hey everybody, big happy new year to all of you, and that only applies if you're watching this in and around the New Year's time, which today is January 1st, so it was totally applicable today. But in any other case, just welcome to my channel, and hopefully you'll like what you watch, but it's going to be a lot of me rambling on this and that. I will mention that this was filmed on my old DJI Mavic. I no longer have it. It had some gimbal issues, so you will see a little jelloing every now and then. It wasn't a huge deal, but anyway, I just wanted to mention it for those that don't know. And it's been about a year and a half since I've uploaded a drone video, so I'm sure some of my subscribers, my viewing audience, may wonder, well, hey, Mike, what happened? Why'd you stop uploading drone videos? And easy, quick answer is drone laws. I am one of those people that doesn't like that shit. I don't like speed limits. I don't like signaling when I change lanes. I'm not racist, but I like rude or racist jokes or sexist jokes. All in good fun, of course. I don't hate on anybody. I'm just one of those guys that I'm not into this whole world, how things have changed to become so PC and everybody's so uptight. I just want to kick back and enjoy life. You know what I mean? So if you are like me and just want to enjoy life, click the like button now, because that's important. That just shows that you like that. But anyhow, so back to drone laws. So in Canada, we used to have pretty good freedom. We had some drone guidelines for quite a while, which were not laws. You just, you were supposed to abide by them, but it was not really enforceable and punishable if you didn't, which is right where I was happy. I thought myself to be a pretty responsible pilot. Sure, I would fly out of line of sight, and I'd fly at night, and I maybe flew over crowds, but I'm pretty confident in my ability. I've been flying for several years. I've never crashed into anybody or any kind of property damage. And in my opinion, instances of things of that nature are so rare that I didn't feel the need for them to, clamp down and put in the rules that they have, which of course are like, now in Canada, you have to, if your drone is over 250 grams, you have to have a pilot's license, which is like a drone pilot's license, but pretty much it's like getting a damn pilot's license. You have to mark your drone. You can only fly line of sight, no more than 400 feet high. And then, of course, you've got that whole essentially geofencing, like whether it's a geofence or not, you're not allowed to fly within 7 kilometers of an airport and 1 point something kilometers of a helipad. Can't fly. Like, there's just so many rules to it where they've taken the fun out of the hobby. So when my gimbal broke and I was going to get the Mavic 2, that was the plan. I sold it off, just whatever, for somebody else to deal with. And I was going to get the Mavic 2, and then that's kind of when the announcements for the drone laws. So I thought, all right, I'm just going to kick back, see what happens. And when I saw what the laws were, it was kind of just like, well, shit, it's just not worth it. I don't want to get a 75 or $100,000 fine or something like that, or a criminal record for flying a drone because I flew it out of line of sight, or because I didn't, go and do some stupid online quiz. I'm I'm of the belief that, people need to fly responsibly. However, I don't think just because you fly after dark that that's irresponsible. I don't think if you fly out of line of sight, that's irresponsible. There are things that I would say are irresponsible. I don't think it would be a good idea to fly, say, within the confines of a sports stadium, such as the Rogers Centre in Toronto, the old Sky Dome, or in a football stadium, because you know what I mean. You've got, maybe you might have camera lines for the zip cameras, or you know what I mean, scoreboards and lights and stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you could actually bang to there. So I would say it's reasonable to say you can't fly there. I think it's very reasonable that you can't fly within, I don't think 7 kilometers of an airport's reasonable. That's pretty damn, to say that you're only allowed a couple hundred feet in the air. I would say like, an outer perimeter of maybe 3 kilometers or something like that. And then like, maybe they could have done like a scaling of, you can fly under 100 feet within that 3 to 5 kilometer range or something like that. Because if you're just flying around the local park, 50 feet in the air, 30 feet in the air, big deal. I know that I've brought this up before, that in Burlington, Ontario, there is the RC Flight Club, and it is right next to the QEW, which is a major highway. And like, I mean, it's just a couple dozen feet from the highway, this RC Plane Club. And I've said this for years, that how fair is it that these planes that have pretty well zero fail safes in them can fly right next to a highway, and like anything could go wrong. If the guy loses connection, something happens with the receiver or whatever the case may be, this plane's just going to keep going until it crashes, until like, I don't know, until it either runs out of fuel, or like, depending, how what direction it was going, obviously. But that's right next to a highway, and that's okay. They don't have a problem with that. They have a licensing system, but it doesn't do anything. The license system doesn't do anything for a loss of communication with the plane. But somehow that's okay. But a little drone that's got like, all these several fail safes in it, the auto land, GPS, return to home, crash avoidance, all that, you're restricted. But an airplane with no safety, you can fly whatever the hell you want, basically. Doesn't make much sense to me. Anyhow, let's fast forward a bit. So a lot of times, a lot of people may wonder, well, you mentioned about the drones being over 250 grams. So what about the new DJI Mavic Mini? Actually, that is the one that's on my radar, and it has been for a little bit of time. I've been really busy with some side work, so um, the last few months I just haven't even had time where I knew I would be able to actually get out there and enjoy flying. So most likely I am going to pick up that drone. I've been kind of reading about the reviews, watching some YouTube videos. I know the range isn't necessarily the best, and it doesn't have like the crash avoidance and some of the other good features, but it does have pretty good flight time, and that it doesn't fall under the same category as the other drones. So I am 99% sure that's the drone I'm just going to go ahead and buy. I actually have bought a couple other drones that I just never put up any videos of. I bought a uh, little tiny micro drone for flying around in the house with the goggles on, whatever. Um, it's okay. I kind of flew around a little bit with it, but it wasn't overly exciting. You can't really go very far and this and that. So then I bought an FPV race drone, um, one just off of banggood.com. And so I bought that, and honestly, I just couldn't get the hang of it. I'm so used to the DJI flying, the stick control. I'm sure some of you must have flying both DJI products and the FPV racer style. So basically, when you let go of the stick, the drone just stays flying in the direction it was going, and like it's a completely different, you know, ball of wax, or I don't know what the hell you want to call it. Anyway, it's completely different, so it's not quite what I had hoped for. And with that, I realized that I don't think I have the hand-eye coordination or whatever for the FPV flying. I just prefer the more cinematography portion of it, such as flying like, the Mavic, and before that I had the Phantom 3. And I prefer the slow flying and just getting the nice scenery and all that. So I don't I don't think I'll be doing any FPV flying, and I'm not going to admit that I was flying around with no license or anything, but that drone was over 250 grams, and I was probably flying it with no license and stuff, but realistically, only for several minutes. And the thing just kept falling out of the sky, because if you pull the stick down the throttle, it just falls. And anyway, it's not what I was used to. So, anybody that watches this that has any feedback on the Mavic Mini that you think would be relevant to making that decision, I'd really appreciate if you leave it below. Um, to me, it looks like a great little drone, and the only reason I haven't actually bought it yet is I still have not got any confirmation on the exact rules with it, because when you go on the Transport Canada website, it says that, drones over 250 grams must register and this, that, and the other and have a license and all that. But it's still under the category of all drones, and it says about, like, the different rules for it. So I'm still not 100% sure if this little micro drone goes around those rules of flying line of sight, flying at night, etc. So ultimately, I guess I'd probably end up just buying it anyway, but I'd really like to know for sure that I can do whatever the hell I want with it. Because, you know what, there's some things that maybe I just want to go and, if I want to go fly in downtown Toronto at 3 in the morning and get a cool video at Yonge Dundas Square with this little micro drone, I don't want to go to jail for it, right? I don't want to get $100,000 fine or something for flying up. I wouldn't go and fly there in the middle of the day or in the evening when it's full of people. I would do it, at a safe, what I consider a safe time. But anyway, I still got to do a little bit of research to find out exactly what the deal is with that. They don't really specify. It doesn't just say, oh, if you're under 250 grams, do whatever the hell you want. But that may be what it is. So I'm really hopeful, because I do miss flying. I actually really enjoyed flying. If you've never watched my videos, I've got videos from, let's see, various parts of like Ontario. I've got throughout Florida, like several different places throughout Florida. Um, New York State, New York City, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Belize. Excuse me. Got a little cold here. Let me have a sip of water. Um, yeah, like I've flown all over and I really enjoy it. Miami, I flew right through downtown Miami at night. That was awesome. So, and through New York City at night. A lot of great videos are made at night. And so that's one that bothers me, if you're not allowed to fly at night. I don't know what it is that they thought makes it more dangerous at night. I'm going to say that the people that make these rules, like, don't fly drones themselves. Like, I don't I don't know if they figured that if it's nighttime we're just blindly flying into shit. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm just not on the panel of people that makes these decisions. I would just come up with a bit more relaxed rules. I don't think that, say, the drones that are 250 grams to 25 kilograms should all be bunched together, because that's just ridiculous. Like a DJI Mavic, regular Mavic, is not the same thing as one of those big Matrice things. Those are completely different animals. A Mavic bounces into you, you might get a cut on your hand or your forehead or whatever the hell it hits you. One of those big monster industrial drones, that shit'll kill you. There is a big difference, and to me, they shouldn't be governed by the same rules. That's just silly. That's nonsense. But anyway, I know I've been rambling on about this. I was just trying to fill my 15 minutes of the video for you. Just figured I might as well, while you're enjoying this beautiful Muskoka day. Um, yeah, so I really do want to get out there and fly, and I'm going to be going to Dominican in the near future, so I really want to get that little Mavic Mini and bring it. Uh, I believe you can fly freely in Dominican. A lot of people seem to, so I don't anticipate any problems with that. And yeah, I really miss making my videos and uploading them. Like, the only thing I've been uploading really is my aquarium videos, which, if you're one of the subscribers that follows me for my reef tank videos, I'm going to have some new stuff coming out on that. I've made a bunch of changes in the tank, so stay tuned for that in the very near future. Give me a couple of days, maybe. Um, I do want to make 2020 a better year for uploading. I had a lot of changes in life in the last couple of years, so relationship status, employment, like, different job, different moving, like a lot of stuff that kind of got in the way of uploading. So everything's good. I'm settled and happy. got the new relationship, everything like that. Everything's going really, really well in life right now, and soon I should be able to relax a bit, get a little more focused on my hobbies, and just enjoying life. So if you like this video, please remember to give it a like and consider subscribing. It's just a hobby channel for me, and I might even get into I might pick up an old convertible. I've been thinking about picking up like a little MG or something convertible, something easy to work on that'll fit in the garage. Might do some car videos coming up, so stay tuned for that if you like. No matter what, I do appreciate you watching till the end, and stay tuned. I'll have some more stuff really soon, I promise. Have a good one, guys.